All right, so I'm going to react to some PlayStation 5 footage. I'm excited about the next generation of consoles. I'm definitely going to buy a PlayStation 5. So, yeah, so let's take a look at the latest PlayStation 5 gameplay and what it might look like. Wow, look at the lighting. Virtualized geometry. Billions of triangles. I don't know what that means, budgeting, but I assume Polygon budget is probably about slowing down the frame rate, maybe. But can we just take a second just to be in awe of these of the lighting and reflection here? Wow, that looks so realistic. I also have no clue what normal maps mean, but the level of detail on this is amazing. This is stuff I used to dream about when I was a kid, about video games looking like real life. So I think I do understand what dynamic real-time illumination would be. So as the light changes, look at that.
Nice bugs. It might be.
You know, I actually read a paper about the simulation of flocks and how you can actually simulate like a flock of birds, for example. So it's interesting that they included this in their presentation because that sort of thing can be simulated really accurately now. And these flocks of birds, they have spatial awareness. So they won't just like run into a wall, for example, right? So that's really cool. So this character is actually predicting where her foot placement should be. So she won't like have you ever played a video game and the characters will have this like weird they'll just like put their foot anywhere and the foot will be like off. It doesn't look very realistic. I like that already the character is trying to put her foot where it should be when she's climbing. Whoa! I like it. Oh, she's a superhero. Man, I am blown away already. I am super excited. So I don't know. Here, let's go back over through this. I just want to take a look at, like, you really do get this like sense of scale and being here. It looks so realistic. I could literally play a game like this and just walk around and never get bored. Like, if I was able to actually play around in this environment myself, I don't actually need a story to be told here, just for me to be entertained. I can just walk around and look at everything. And this is a PlayStation 5. It's not in VR or anything. Imagine if you could take this same sort of mechanics, put it into virtual reality. Whoa, we're talking. Imagine if you have this virtualized geometry, but you incorporate that into some sort of like PlayStation VR. Now we're getting to like real life realism that you could just live in a place like this. You know, never sleep. Just have some food next to you and just eat and just plug in and never ever leave, right? So this says film quality assets with billions of triangles. So I'm assuming the developers will be able to have like lifelike simulations, and hopefully without hurting the frame rate of, because clearly you have to have like 30 and 60 FPS frame rates for these video games, right? And so I'm not a developer. I don't know much about computers myself, but it's just really interesting that they're going to be able to produce this much information while having a seamless frame rate. If they're able to do that, and I'm sure they are able to do that, that's this next generation of graphical power. This is going to be mind-blowing. You know, they didn't talk much about sound, but if they're able to, but I'm listening to the sound in the video, and if you can have the sound be as crisp as this in actual gameplay, wow, this is going to be amazing. I could just walk around these caverns. They should just have a whole game like spelunking or something, right? I would never get bored of it. Well, this reminds me of the old Chinese sculptures that they would entomb soldiers and kings and stuff in tombs. So this is really beautiful. Obviously, I don't think this is historical. This is like kind of some fictional license here, but it's really beautiful. I like the particle effects too. Like all of these particle effects, like the dust and the dirt that's falling from the caverns. I really like it.
Nice bugs. It might be.
I will say one of the less realistic parts about this scene is these insects. Because the flock of birds, the birds seemed really like a high level of artificial intelligence, but the insects seem like
nice bugs.
Yeah, the insects don't seem very realistic to me. I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but
it might be.
The insect behavior seems like the same behavior of insects in other generations. Although they are scattering with the light, so that does seem to be realistic, but I've seen that before. So I'm not wowed by the insect behavior, but I am wowed by everything else. Yeah, see, like as the light follows the insects are scattering like real roaches or something. As far as this whole seamless contextual interactions, I suppose that's up to developers, right? I don't know if the engine itself is doing anything about seamless contextual interactions, or that could be a term of art that I'm unfamiliar with, because I don't know if her interaction with the environment is something special from the actual engine or not. Like her stopping and looking around, right? That just probably has more to do with the developer than the engine. But the lighting effects, you know, obviously CPUs have ray tracing now. Does this mean that the PS5 is going to have ray tracing or something like akin to ray tracing? Or are they handling light different? I'm really curious to find out the answer to that. I don't know. However they're doing it, by whatever means they're making this light look this way, is super impressive. It's really unbelievable. And if this is the current state of the next generation, what is the next generation going to look like? Like, are we really approaching photorealism? Well, anyway, I don't know how you guys did it at Unreal. Bravo. Bravo to the Unreal Engine. Bravo to the PlayStation 5. I'm not gonna do a deep dive because obviously the answers are the developers are gonna talk about and give the answers here. But I don't want to look at that. I'm gonna look at that on my own. I don't want to do that in a video. I just wanted to look at that first part and give my reaction. And my reaction is, it seems to me like this next generation is bumping up against photorealism in a way that we've never seen before. And who knows, the generation after this, we might bump up against to that point by which we won't be able to tell the difference between simulation and reality. Where we're coming closer and closer each generation. And one day we may wake up and we may be able to simulate reality inside video games. And that day I am highly looking forward to. Leave a like, subscribe, comment below. Comment, tell me what you thought about this PlayStation 5 demo. Is this what the actual gameplay will be like with the PlayStation 5? If some people are programmers and have more information than me, please let me know something about some of these terms of art that they talked about in the demo. And yeah, so please comment below. Enlighten me.